Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We just got done with a whole week of non reactions, actually, me showing you guys some of the stuff I enjoy. So let's get back into these reactions with some special selections, which is where I pick somebody from, well, it used to be from a Patreon list, and now you guys can get on the list through PayPal. I ask you specifically what you want me to check out, and I do it. Today's special selection comes to us from Christopher Kokotajlo. I hope I'm saying that one right. Says, recommends me something a bit out there. Fugue En Sol Mineur by Creature. And I probably butchered that song title, but whatever. We're just going to move on. It's off their new album, Ex Cathedra. That's probably also really bad. And Christopher says that it could be album of the year for him. It's got some avant-garde black metal, so let's get into this. I dig avant-garde music, anything sort of unusual, off the beaten path as far as musical ideas go, but I'm not sure how that correlates to black metal, so let's get into this, right? I like how that synth part is not moving despite the chords moving around it. Really cool way to show how the chords are moving by giving it basically a constant to be compared to. Got some really beautiful arpeggiation going on. Double time with the trombone. Dark, heavy bass ends, and then the higher treble stuff. Almost like heavy, and then this is more legato-y. It's brighter, lighter even. Little interlude there. That rhythmic pattern was dirty. Alright, bassist, I hear you. I hear you. Dang, the royal gates just opens. Excellent. Excellent. I loved every bit about that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The vocals did not immediately just turn me off. I mean, they came out of nowhere. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting that. But at the same time, I think these growls they're not growing on me, but I'm getting accustomed to them. Um, but yeah, so there's just a lot of cool stuff going on in here. Their layering is phenomenal. Their writing is really strong, melodic writing and rhythmic writing. Um, they have some really cool. I was gonna mention it. I don't remember if I did. I might have mentioned it. There is this really sick rhythm going on somewhere around the middle part where it was these really fast bass kicks, and it was kind of they must have been like 16th notes at least, maybe depending on the tempo. They might have been 30-second notes. I mean, they were fast. Um, and they kind of ran into toms maybe or something. It was like like it was this really cool, really fast little run that kind of incorporated a bunch of it. But it's like it was these breaks and then maybe like 5 or 6 of these bass kicks and then a bit of silence and then like 5 or 6 of these bass kicks and then it brought in like some tom hits and came back down to the bass kicks, and it was just like this switching off between ridiculously fast notes and empty space. um, but they also kind of put a little bit of variation in there as well, so it wasn't just and they put a little variation in there. So the rhythmic writing is really strong, especially when you look at how all the instruments are kind of lining up with each other to create rhythmic patterns. Um, oh man, thinking about that, I wonder if there were any like none of there wasn't any lines that stood out to me as really strong hockets, which is where you have two instruments play a single melody or a single musical phrase, but they take different notes. Like one person might take the first two notes and the other guy takes one, and then the other person takes three, and then the other person takes two, and you get this like back and forth, and it works really well if you have two very different timbres because your ears will hear the melodic line, but it'll also hear a lot of the difference. Like it'll feel like two different instruments because it is two different instruments playing two different lines, and your brain kind of hears both of them. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if that's everybody, but that's kind of how I understand Hawkits. So I don't remember hearing anything like that distinctly, but I wouldn't put it past them to hide a couple in there. Maybe not necessarily front and center, but somewhere in the background. Um, but yeah, so their rhythmic writing's really good. The way that they layer all their instruments is fantastic. Their melodies are gorgeous, beginning to end. There's just so many good lead lines, counter melodies, chord progressions, just you name it, and they've got it, and it is solid. Um, yeah, just the only thing that I'm gonna have to listen to this again because uh, the song is called Fugue something or another. Da, da, da. Fugue En Sol Mineur. Now I don't know what Mineur is. Soul, from my understanding, is I don't know what language this is, so I could be pulling from the wrong language, but it's usually sun, I think. Uh, so we have a fugue in something. A fugue in sun something. Anyways, though, a fugue is a musical. It's a compositional technique where you start out with a single theme and you basically spend the entire track creating variations and embellishments on it with continuous increasing of parts or voices. And you kind of explore. Sometimes you'll have two themes. Some fugues do use two. I think it's very rare you would find a fugue in three themes. And actually, for all I know, that might not be a fugue anymore. A fugue might have like a hard limit at two, and a fugue with three is just called a song. I I don't know. Uh, yeah, it could go either way. I think. But yeah, so there is being that the song title has fugue in it. It makes me wonder if there is one or two themes that are dominant throughout the track, and they're explored in different ways with different voices, different embellishments and variations and stuff like that. And I didn't pick anything up on my first listen, but I mean, it is my first listen, and this is a dense track. So I'm definitely interested in going back on this one and seeing what else I can hear. And sheet music would sheet music would be a real big help on this one. Like I've said before, I do all right hearing things by ear, but seeing music is where I really gain a strong understanding of what's happening. Because I can see the way that notes relate, and I'm a visual person, so I can see the visual patterns will stand out to me a lot better, a lot more predominantly than listening for patterns. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking up sheet music on this one. I'm gonna be checking out a couple more times. There is a lot of really small nuances going on in here that I did not necessarily pick up, but I heard enough for it to sit in my subconscious. Like, yeah, when this was over, I just immediately knew I've missed stuff. There's just too much in here for me to have picked it all up. So yeah, Christopher, fantastic track. Guys, if there's any more songs by this band that I should check out, let me know because I am more than interested. That song, whew, that song's something. It is something amazing, and I would love to see if this is a typical thing for them. I know they're avant-garde black metal, so I kind of assume that they write some more, unusual stuff like this. But yeah, I kind of really want them to do this and not have this be a one-off because I don't think whatever this is, we don't have enough of it in this world. If Creature's the only people doing this, then we need Creature doing this, 24/7, all the time. They put out a new album. I want more of this year. So, all right. Yeah, that one wraps this one up. Like I said, you guys can hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there's anything else I should be checking out. Again, Christopher, fantastic request. I greatly enjoyed this. And I wish I had more to say, but I think the fact that I'm going to listen to it a few more times and I'm searching out the sheet music because I need to understand it more kind of speaks to volumes of what I think of it. Um, yeah, so I will have another one coming out at the same time as this. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the channel, or it might even be up in the. Well, I guess for you guys, it'd be over there in the watch next. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube's algorithm gets that right. Sometimes it doesn't. When I put two out at the same time, sometimes it's pretty good about that. Yeah, I just blanked out real hardcore. Get the hamster spinning again, Bryan. Okay, so yeah, hit me up in the comments. Above that is the like, subscribe, and bell. If you can hit all those, that'd be fantastic. They help out the channel immensely. Right around that area, I believe right beneath it's a description box. Ton of links. You want to check out my blocked videos, you want to request something, put it in the spreadsheet, make sure that I see it. You can do that as well. There's a link for that. You can check out my Patreon or my PayPal. Patreon is how you get into the Discord and vote on the future topics and bands. And the PayPal is actually how you get into the special selection stuff like today's choice. So, yeah, lots of cool links down there. And yeah, that wraps this one up. Like I said, I got another video coming out. If you check that one out, fantastic. If not, I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC. At least I'm aiming for that. I haven't put out a Sunday video in well, I did necrophages last week, but I haven't typically put a Sunday out, but I want to get through these special selections, so I'm thinking about doing a couple more tomorrow. And as I mentioned yesterday, Bring Me the Horizon put out a new one, and it's kind of tradition for us to check out Bring Me the Horizon's new songs. That's kind of what we've been doing. So yeah, I do want to put out a couple. Oh, also we had our first. Well, we are having our first live stream right now. So if you're a critic tier in the Patreon, you should head over to Patreon and get that link so you can check it out. Otherwise, if I do any reactions on it, they will appear on the channel. I'm not trying to gatekeep any content. So if we do any reactions, it'll be up here in about less than a week, I would say. All I really got to do is get the full video, edit out that 20 minutes or whatever, and then upload it to YouTube. So it's just about finding the 30 to 40 minutes to get that done. So yeah, all right. So that's cool. Like I said, live stream going on right now, and Patreon. No, and I might be doing some special selections tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll be back Monday with next week's theme, which is post metal or post rock. It's a post. I promise you, it is a post genre. Whatever we did last week, it's the opposite. So if we did rock last week, it's metal. If we did metal, it's rock. I lose track of this stuff. Life's kind of crazy. All right, I've rambled on far too long. This outro is much too long. I have said much too long, much too many times. Catch you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening.